Are you interested in how you can turn your citrus peelings into a helpful home cleaner? Stay tuned and I'll tell you how. It's Jody with All About the Harvest, and today we're going to talk about Grapefruit Home Cleaner. Now you can use any citrus fruit for this. I just happen to have grapefruit on hand, but you could use lemon, lime, oranges, and this is a really simple cleaner that you can use throughout your home. What you're going to do is you're going to take the peelings from the grapefruit. So I just peeled the grapefruit, and you're going to put them in a jar. It can be a mason jar, but it could be any jar. So you put them in the jar, and you're going to simply cover them with vinegar. White vinegar, distilled vinegar. You don't need anything fancy because you're not going to be drinking this or eating this. You're going to use this to clean your house. Now, people say cover the peels, but you'll see that they float to the top. Don't worry about that. Now, I can add more to this, and I likely will, but I just wanted to show you. So simple. Now, I would add, this is a plastic mason jar cover. I'm adding that to it, and I'm going to explain why. The reason you want to use the plastic lids versus the metal lids. So the first few times I made this, I made it with orange peelings and use like a jar like this. That one time I used a mason jar with the regular rings, and then not the plastic rings, but the regular metal rings. And then I also used a jar like this, which was some other jar that had a metal lid on it. I know that vinegar can eat some of that metal, but I thought, well, it's not like I'm shaking it up or anything. Really, you don't want to use metal, because I had that sitting under my cupboard for I don't know how many months. Kind of just left it there. When I went to pull it out, it had like eaten the metal. So I've decided I'm not going to do that again. What I did do, so I dumped that, but I strained out the peelings, and then I just put the liquid that I had left that was good in just a jar like this. And then that is what I used to clean. That's what we use to clean our floors. So instead of using a floor cleaner, we used vinegar, the orange vinegar, in our mop bucket of water. And since we just mopped our floors, I had this jar left out. So I had eaten a grapefruit and I put the peelings in here. This was just this week I did this, and you can see hopefully you can see it's turned colors already. So clear vinegar, and then this is like less than a week old, and it's already turned colors. Now, at the time I did it, I didn't run downstairs to get a different jar and a different lid, so I will actually take this out and I'll probably add it right into here. What happens is, like, now this isn't bad, but it's starting to get like all bumpy under here, and I could probably use this, one more time, and then that's it. But I'll just start using these jars with the plastic lids, or any plastic lid. It does smell, it smells very good. Now this has only been a week, and maybe even less than a week, and it smells good. So the beautiful thing about making citrus vinegars is that when you go to clean your house with the citrus vinegar, it smells good. It smells like grapefruit or orange or lemon or lime. You could do a combination. I mean, who wouldn't want their house to smell like citrus fruit, right? So what can you do with this? Well, you can clean, like I did. I mopped my floors with it. Before you use it, you want to strain out the peelings, and then you just use the liquid. Now, a use for the peelings is you could use them and put them in your garbage disposal, run the garbage disposal so you get that cleaning effect. Definitely can reuse these peels in the garbage disposal. So that's another bonus. So after you take out the peels, then you have the liquid. And then the liquid, like I said, you can use it in mopping floors. Now we have that luxury vinyl planking. They call it LVP. And when I was reading how to clean them, you're not really supposed to use harsh chemicals. So I just decided to use vinegar. And that's when I started actually saving my orange peels in my vinegar. So that's really the majority of what I use it for. The other things that you can use it for, cleaning mirrors. It would be great for cleaning mirrors. You can also clean like bathroom sinks, toilets. You can clean counters. You don't want to use it on granite because of that vinegar can be a little strong. But if you have, your other non-granite countertops, you could use it on that. Some people dilute it with some water, some people don't, so you can try and see what works best for you. If it's not diluted, it's going to be a stronger cleaner. So for some of those stains and things like that, you might want to use a stronger version. You can keep this can be as short as 1 week. Obviously this smells, it's already turning, colors, it smells good. So if you don't have a lot of time, you can just as short as 1 week. But you could keep it, like I've kept it under there for months. You can strain the peelings, use them in your disposal, and then you can still keep your cleaner for later. Now, some people will put this in a spray bottle. Obviously, if you're going to be cleaning your mirrors and windows, you can put it in a spray bottle. Like I said, the majority of what I use it for is on my floor, so I just kept it in a glass bottle, and then I just dumped, literally it was in this glass jar, and then I just dumped this in our mop water. I think what I'm going to start doing is, because I love the smell of grapefruit, I think what I'm going to do is make multiple batches of this and do some for my windows and mirrors, obviously floors, and then I will try it for an all-purpose cleaner as well, obviously not on the granite countertops. So I just wanted to give you that tip. That's basically how you do it. It's very, very simple. It doesn't take a lot, but I just thought I'd let you know one of the easy tips and tricks, and don't use the metal. If you can avoid using metal, don't use the metal tops. Now these particular plastic lids, these I got at Walmart. They're the Mainstays plastic. They're a hard plastic lid. They come in wide mouth and regular mouth. And that's what I used on here. You can save, and I've done this before, I've saved like mayonnaise jar lids. I've saved peanut butter jar lids, different, the plastic lids, and you can save any kind of lid from any jar. Save that and save the jar, and you can use that as your container. You don't need to use a mason jar for this. And you can keep adding in here if you want. You will see after a while they will change color and obviously get a little mushy. So that's when you use them in the garbage disposal. So anyways, I just wanted to share those tips with you on this quick way to make grapefruit cleaner. Let me know if you found this video helpful. Also, if you have any other tips on how to use the vinegar citrus cleaner, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you have. If you've liked this video, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, and you'll get new content each Wednesday when I release a video. You can follow All About the Harvest on Facebook and Instagram. And until next week, I hope you enjoy making your citrus vinegar cleaner.